Okay, so we did a session 0. We kind of set up a little bit to show the new people how combat would go. We're going to get into a little bit more role play. I will now address you as your character names: Tom Strongwall, King, Tortoiseshanks, or Tor for short, Tillian, and Roskin. So when I call your name, just be ready, and you're in character now, and we'll get going. So who can tell me the last thing you remember?
I whipped everyone's ass on the boat.
This is
I was
true.
physically attacked by a fuzzy woman.
I am not fuzzy, and
I've
you will
seen
watch
the
your
evidence.
dragon mouth.
You are very fuzzy.
I have to agree with Shanks. Be fuzzy.
Do I need to put my rapier through your eyes again?
You need to put it on your chest and shave it.
I hope your tail grows back because you're about to lose it.
Reptilian.
These are all conversations that were happening in the past. After the little fight on the boat that then used its rejuvenative properties to bring you all back up to full health, full spells. You are as if you had come off of a long rest, or were. Now I heard somebody say, I think it was Tom, said, what was it that you?
Attacked by pirates.
Attacked by assuming the attack is coming from pirates. You saw the sails from a ship, correct? That had a symbol on it that you recognize as what was described to you as the symbol to represent the snake cult, which the Zero War Training Adventurers Guild had sent you to the Southwestern Isles to investigate and bring back information on, because they were only rumored to be there. No one's actually, they've only heard things about them. They haven't actually encountered them because it's so far away from civilization. You guys are way outside of where you grew up, the city that you were living in. However, you've built your backstory. You are far from home. This happened immediately after your fight and your rejuvenation. Cannonball was flying at you guys, and that is the last thing you remember. So let me
Cannonball hit anybody?
set the mood. Well, that's the last thing you remember, is a cannonball flying at you, and right at the point of impact is the last thing you remember. Now, let's see. You guys, upon awakening, you can't see. Everything is pitch black, as you can see on the screen. You hear the sounds of commotion going on upstairs. It sounds like people are being drugged from wherever you might be, having their mouths gagged, taken upstairs, and you hear a bit of scuffle, some loud noises above you on the planks, on the decks above you, a short bit of silence, a scream, and then a splash. This happens about 6 more times. You're all coming to. Whatever had happened to the boat prior to this moment apparently had left you unconscious. You have been taken prisoner. You all have your hands bound by rope, and you are lifted up slightly off of the ground, and you are hanging from a rafter. You hear the sounds of the ocean. You smell the scent of sea air, not unlike what you had whenever you lost consciousness. A hint of lime in the air and gunpowder. So you wake up.
Are we hanging with our hands above our heads?
Correct.
Okay, so we're hanging from our hands.
Correct.
Do
Okay.
you have any of our gear on us?
Am I blindfolded?
Everybody has a hood over their head.
Okay. I'd like to try and get the hood off of my head, and if I'm on a hook, I want to try and jump down.
You can't see, so you're not sure how you are fastened.
Okay.
All you know is that your hands are above your head and you are off the ground, and you would need to figure some way out to do that.
So I want to kick to the right and left, just enough to see if there's anybody within reach.
Okay. So you kick to the left, nothing there. Kick to the right, and you fill a body. And that would be.
Who is that? Who is that?
That would be King.
Stop kicking me.
King, stand still. I'm gonna try and get my legs up to your head to remove the bag. Do you have a bag over your head?
Yes.
Okay, so that's what I want to do. I want to try and get my legs positioned to a point where like I can take my feet and clash them and get like a piece of the fabric in between my feet and pull it off of his head.
So you're gonna throw your feet up to your head.
Yep.
Try to do. Okay, so why don't you do an athletics check for that?
Okay.
While he's doing that, can I ask some questions about this rope?
Sure.
How thick is this rope? It good enough to where a
It's
semi-large mouse could chew through it?
It is pretty thick. It's some standard rope from a ship, so it's meant to be
Anchors and stuff. Then.
not
Okay.
quite, but yeah, it's pretty thick. It's meant to be pretty sturdy. It's gonna take a long time for something like that to happen. Now,
14
Tillian,
athletics.
That's
you
what
you do grab the cloth, and you're able to find purchase with your feet. Very very athletic maneuver, and you pull your hood off of your head.
Okay, I want to try and get my wits about me and kind of look at what I'm taking. Just take a quick second and figure out what the heck I'm looking around
Sure.
at.
Okay, I'm gonna get to that in just a sec. Let's
Yep.
move over to the rest. So all of you are in the vicinity. You could have heard all of this going on. So any commotion that was going on, any voices that you just heard, you all can hear this. Does anybody want to do anything?
Yeah, I have a pet mouse.
Okay.
Drake. I'm gonna whisper to him to pull my hood off.
Okay. Okay.
Big enough to do that. Do I need to roll something for that?
Let's do an animal handling check. I'll say, just to see if how well he takes your instruction.
And what would that dice be? Do I need to roll that?
So if you go on your character sheets up towards the bottom of your skills, if it's not there, hold on, let me.
It's on the left side. It's on the left side, so you have your big numbers, and then you have inspiration, proficiency bonus. Then there's a set of saving throws in a box, and then the box below that. It's the second one down from acrobatics.
Well, he does not actually have it.
Oh,
his
he's using a
sheet
different one?
because sometimes the sheet that we're using doesn't put it on there for some reason. I'm not sure. So why don't you just go ahead and do an intelligence check.
Okay. How do I? Just click the intelligence.
Yeah, just go ahead and click intelligence on the left hand side, the word intelligence. So highlight that. All right, cool. Yeah, so you are able to, because you've done this a few times, you kind of have this communication with this mouse. You got a very intimate relationship with it in a good way. So why did I say that? So
You gotta stop
the,
recording my phone.
the mouse understands
Said nothing.
your movement of your body and the gestures that you're trying to give it, so that it knows that it needs to get in there and take the head off. This is going bad south. Bad. Quick.
Good
Take
save.
the hood off.
Right.
Solid save.
Here we go. We're gonna edit it out and post. It's fine. So you feel the rat kind of go into the hood and use its body weight to kind of get to the top and kind of just pull it off. So you see it's revealed to you everything that we're about to go over in just a second, but I want to give everybody else a chance to do what they want to do first. But yes, you do successfully get the hood off. Roskin and Tor, do you, and also King, I guess, anything you would like to do?
I think I'll just hang here for a while.
Okay, so you're kind of cool, like flapping in the breeze. You're good.
Yeah, let's wait till they can free me.
Okay. Tor?
So is it dark because I have the hood on, or is it dark because we're in the dark place?
It is both. You're actually coming in a little bit low, but it is both. It is in a you're underneath. You were assuming you're underneath because the sounds that you hear, the ocean waves crashing against the walls of what you recognize as the boat. You've been on this boat for a while, so you recognize this as your boat. You would assume that you're on the boat. You're downstairs, so it would be dark, but not so dark that you couldn't see anything. You would have been acclimated to be able to see under deck, below deck, where you're at, if that was the case. with the hood being over your head, but you know that there's something on your head, and that's why it's dark.
I would like to look into this hood, and maybe by knowing the knowledge of it and praying to my goddess Ariel, I may be able to shake it off.
All right, so why don't you do an acrobatics check to see if like you can whip your head around, because your dragonborn face is a little bit different. Okay, and you do. You actually shake the hood right off.
Yes! My scales can breathe the sweet chill of Ariel.
What a powerful neck you have.
Thank you.
So as of right now, Tortoishanks, Tillian, and Tom all are able to see what's going on around them. Tom, you see Tortoishanks to the left as he's throwing his cloth hood off onto the ground, and as it hits the ground, you hear a bit of a splash. As it's like it hit water. Tillian, you see King to your right. You see Tom directly in front of you as you guys are kind of facing each other, swinging. You're all still strung up. Tor, you see King directly across from you, and Tom to your right. And then further to the right is the Druid Broskin. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and reveal some stuff here. Hold on a second. Come on. There we go.
Dearest Ariel, reveal to us. Oh, you have the blessing.
You see, like, there's a couple of candles towards the entryway that you would recognize goes through that doorway. There is a stairwell that goes up to the top decks. You know that this is not typically used as some sort of holding cell. This is like some sort of a makeshift barracks, if you will, a place for people to take their breaks and sleep, but you are still all tied to the rafters above you. And you notice, those of you who don't have your hoods on anymore, you notice that water is starting, the ship is starting to take on water.
Sinking.
I want to look at my hands and see how they're bound.
They're bound very tightly in a fashion that you would recognize as somebody who's a fighter. You've been in, maybe gladiatorial pits and things like that, where slaves have been come through and in and out, and then also, this is a very secure knot. You're gonna have to.
It's not something that is like latched on. It's something that it's an actual knot and tied.
Right. Someone purposely tied these onto you and then threw them into the rafters and wrapped it around very securely. So they knew what they were doing.
Looking around the room, I want to look around the room for any of our bags, anything else that is in the room that is our equipment still in this room in visible sight.
Nothing is in the room that you can see. Everything seems to be kind of ransacked. Any drawers open, any beds have been tossed, any dressers have been emptied, and there is no all the barrels and such that would have food in them have been opened up.
Okay.
And they seem to be empty.
I say to the group, does anyone still have any blades on them anywhere that they hid and wasn't found?
Do not. I don't have any. But I want to ask these casters. There's a spell I know can melt these ropes or tie them or something.
If there were rats on the ship, I might be able to have them gnaw on the ropes.
I don't think we have the time for that.
Poison spell.
We're taking on water. We got to get out of here quick.
If I would cast anything, I would freeze us or electrify us. I wouldn't recommend it.
Monk, you got any spells
I do not have spells.
for strength or anything like that? Nothing? Rip those ropes in half?
Are the ropes tied to like a bolt in the ceiling around a rafter, or?
So
Yeah.
tied to your hands and then goes up and then is wrapped around a few times on the rafter and then down onto the next person. So it's like
There's some
one rope
slack
that's kind of been wrapped around and
How
secured.
much room on top of the rafter?
Maybe like an inch, just enough to get the rope
Okay.
through.
Okay, so I would like to use my hands to try and climb the top to the rafter.
So your hands are bound really tightly. So for you to grab enough rope, you
Okay.
would literally only be able to grab like one handful.
Okay.
So if that
Okay,
makes
for
sense.
me, I will use, because we're not tied to the floor. We're
No.
just free hanging.
No,
right?
you're
Okay.
swinging from the rafters.
So because I'm a monk and I'm an example of, human excellence,
Sure.
I will use my upper body strength to lift me straight up vertically, upside down.
Okay,
Does that
so
make
you're gonna-
sense? So
you're
my
gonna-
feet are on
you're
the
gonna-
ceiling.
You're gonna pull your way up using like your hands clapped together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Batman style.
Okay.
Spider-Man.
Okay. So you're raising yourself up, but your hand, the area where your hands are, doesn't shift, doesn't move. You're able to pull yourself up. With a. I'll say you're able to do it as a monk,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know what you're wanting to do after that.
Well, so the bag falls off my head because it hasn't fallen off yet.
Oh, I see. I see.
Ah, that's right. Nice move.
Okay. Cool. All right. Good idea. I forgot that you and Roskin are the only two with the bags left on it because I revealed all that. Sorry. So now you're able to see what's in the room as well.
Mm-hmm.
Are those candle? I guess are they like standing candelabras?
They're like sconces, but they have like a kerosene candle that's in it.
Far
It's,
away,
it's
are we?
giving a
And-
very dim light, so you would be able to see a little bit that direction. If you were to look back down, I know that you
Yeah,
guys
not
it's revealed to you,
nice.
but it's a little rough that direction.
I'm confused. Do I have anything on?
You have basic clothing. You have none of your gear is on you. No armor, no weapons. In fact, your boots are missing anything that you would have had.
Bastards.
All right. I would like to swing my body towards those boxes next to me.
So
Oh wait,
you
actually, hold on. I gotta take my mask off
you
first.
got to take
huh?
your mask off first.
Yeah, you still got
Okay,
your
right
mask
on,
up.
right on.
I can help you
Hmm.
out, buddy. Let me get my feet on there and see if I can.
Can I just do a donut?
If you're strong enough. If you're strong enough.
Do a donut? What was that?
Let's do a Dylan, dude.
Oh, do a
Do a
donut.
king. Do a king
You can
dip.
try. You can try. You can hear him. He
I'm
didn't
trying to
grunt
think of something.
or anything. I mean, you can. There's other things you can do. I'm gonna help you out a little bit just because this is your first time. So this is where a little bit of brain teasing happens. Like you can start figuring your way out with creativity, right? So you can try to get your hands out using a sleight of hand move, some sort of dexterity move to try to rub your hands out with a little bit of damage to your body, but you might be able to slip out. Maybe if you roll high enough.
I definitely could probably do that.
Maybe depends.
Is there any animals on the boat?
You would know that the animal life that is on the boat would probably just be livestock that has been used for slaughter. And at this point in your journey, you probably don't have any left. So there might be some rats that are stowed away, but you have no way of knowing if they're around or not.
But sorry, I forgot. Hold on one second. So Tom Strongwell, that's Steven, right?
Yep,
So Steven has a rat.
he does.
Or Tom Strongwell. I'm
Well,
gonna speak to your.
In your travels like that. Well, hold on. Let's clear that up. Tom, would this
Okay.
be something that you've let the party know about in the past?
I have not talked about my rat at all.
Okay.
I know for a fact my rat doesn't like casters. You can try and talk to it.
So
Where did you keep that rat?
So if you don't know that he's got it, you wouldn't know that that's there with your hood still on.
Can we hear
Mm.
anybody? Can we hear anything
you
other
do-
than what you described?
You've continued to hear during this whole ordeal. What you're doing right now, you've heard people be dragged away. This all happened at the last person that came that was picked up from the area that would have been next to King was drug upstairs, and you heard the noises. But you heard these noises beforehand. So about six people were taken upstairs, and something happened.
So I would like to shout something for a second.
Okay.
Hey, one of the prisoners is loose. I need help.
Nice call. There's one down here.
Can you
So-
do a deception check for me, please?
While he's doing that,
Oh,
again,
Oh, nat one. Nice. Doesn't work.
So, you hear nothing. We'll get to you in just a second, King. You hear nothing back to you. What you do hear is the sounds of footsteps going down along the side of the boat, and then a short drop, like someone's jumping into a boat, like a skiff or something to the side,
Yep.
and you hear it bounce against the walls of the hull.
Hey, you cowards! You can't leave us.
No
so
response.
again, because I'm an example of human excellence.
Yes.
Is there any way I can just break these ropes?
You can do a strength check to try to bust out if you would like.
Okay.
Or you could do a sleight of hand check to see if you can get her hand free.
Do you mind if I also do a strength?
Yeah, anybody who wants to do this can do this.
Do a sleight of
May I
hand.
get some more insight with some wisdom or insight.
A sleight of hand.
Yeah, sleight of hand. Either way you want to do it. If you want to get a hand free, sleight of hand. That'll swipe one out. Oh yeah. Now hold on. Only do one. Like only choose one. Now you didn't know, so we're gonna go ahead and let it go.
Oh, okay.
But your strength move did not work, King.
Yeah.
But then you see Tillian break his bonds with just a simple snap of his wrist. He's using leverage. I'm sorry, her bonds. Sorry, Mindless. Her bonds. Tillian breaks her bonds with just a snap of the wrist with strength. So you see this out of the corner of your eye, not to be outdone. You do it as well, and you both kind of fall to the ground and splash at the same time into the water. Tom, you your sleight of hand, you try to do something similar but in a different way, like with your hands open, and one of your arms comes out, so you have a hand free.
I use the free hand to pull off the Roskin's mask because he still has a mask.
Okay, yeah, good call. You reach over and snatch that off.
I snatch off his, because we're right next to, we're within 5 feet of each other, right? So I swing
Yep.
over,
No, yeah, you're
snatch
good.
his mask off, and then I try to get my other hand free. You know that another sleight of hand?
Do I have one hand free or two hands free?
You're free, man. You're on the ground.
Well,
You Tom Strongwall.
Tom, you only had one hand free. You pulled off that mask, which is good. Did you try to untie yourself with the hand? Is that what you said?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you do that. That's fine. So, Tor's still up. Did he?
I know. I'm looking. So if I've dropped to the ground, am I on the ground or do I still have one hand?
No, you're on the ground. You broke out. King broke out
Okay.
because you guys used strength to do this. So
Yep.
Tom used sleight of hand in a different manner, so he got one out.
So I want to look around for either our packs, a blade, or something to cut Tor down with.
Okay. You see nothing. There's nothing. No metallic objects. The only metal that you see in the room is that of what's holding up the lamps on the sconces. So
I would like to use my insight to
Okay.
look inside the ropes that bind me to these rafters.
okay, you want to? Okay. Here's what we're gonna have. What we're gonna do. You go ahead and insight check the ropes. Okay. All right. So what happens is, you can just you sense something coming through from your goddess that is telling you a little bit about the people who made these ropes, and you're kind of like getting a feel for how they were made, and you're trying to unbind them with your mind, and in doing so you can make a dexterity or a strength check, whatever's better for you, with advantage.
With advantage? Nice.
Yeah, with advantage. So you get the higher of the two numbers. Perfect. You
Nice.
bust it with these things so good. They like literally just fray and blister apart and fall to the ground. Like the entirety of the rope. Like this is an impressive feat for anybody involved. Whether they show it or not, they're probably
I'm certainly impressed.
Yeah,
Bless
Roskin's
me
like,
by a Urim, a quick song. It is where.
Okay, stop, Tor. We don't have time for this shit.
My soul.
Tor.
I'm sorry.
The lizard tongue.
Okay,
Zip
yes,
the lizard
sorry.
tongue. Thank you.
We
We've
gotta
got to
get
get
Roaskin
moving.
down.
We've
Okay.
got to get moving.
Tor, can you
Is there anybody still?
Yeah, Ross.
Is anybody still?
I'm still hanging up
yes,
here.
by all means, Tor, please spend more time talking to your god while he dangles.
All right, so Tom is trying to get everybody over to Roskin to help him out as he's undoing his other hand, and as you guys, those of you who are on the ground, you start to feel the water get up to about mid calf. It's starting to take on water pretty heavily now.
Okay, so I'm gonna go out of the entryway and just kind of try and scout ahead, see if we
Okay.
can find
All
a
right,
way off of this sinking ship.
We'll say-
I do the same, but I do it stealthily.
okay, go ahead and roll stealth.
Don't
Not
forget
me,
to-
I'll fight
Goes for anybody who
anybody.
wants to.
12.
Okay.
Fight everyone.
All right,
So is Roskin still?
Roskin, what are you doing, dude?
Roskin,
Sorry.
What is
Sorry.
that? What is
I don't know what I'm doing.
Shortcut
your
key.
stats?
Shortcut key.
That's awesome. I just rolled new stats, and they're pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
We're mid-fight. I'm just taking on new stats. Don't
Hold on,
mind me.
I'm gonna reset my skill tree. Hold on. So anybody who's going outside, go ahead and roll stealth.
I'm helping Roskin get down because he's still dangling. Like,
Okay. So Tor, Tillian, and I did not see a stealth check from King. You're not
Sorry,
stealthing.
one second.
King doesn't stealth. He's
You don't have to.
Hold on, I'm trying. I don't need stealth. I'm gonna
Okay.
just fight
You're
everyone.
just gonna go. Okay.
Sorry, you're trying to explain me how to roll.
So no, you don't have to. You don't have to roll.
Oh,
No.
okay.
If you want to get the rest of your party killed, it's totally up to you. It's not a big deal.
Oh, I definitely want to roll them.
I get Roskin down
Press-
using
I press it?
Your teeth.
no. I move over a barrel or a
I was trying
crate.
to be more focused.
I stand on it. I slowly but surely untie his knots.
Yeah, and there's no check for this. You're able to do it because you've got two free hands. He's able to assist. You've got him. You know, you've done things that you need to do to get him in a position that's easier for you to untie the knot. So you're able to do that just fine. Meanwhile, King has made his way outside and gone upstairs. And are you just hauling ass, or
Yeah, I'm just
Like,
trying
you're
to
just-
find a way off the ship.
you go topside and you're just in fight mode? You're immediately in your kata stance. You're ready to go. You're looking left, looking right, hopping, jumping around, getting ready for anything that might be coming your way. Some arrows, whatever. You look.
Where I can catch him.
You look outside on the top deck, and all you see are splatters of blood. And as they kind of pull towards where the planks would have been, towards the ladder that would go off of the boat, and no people. Maybe a couple of fingers, maybe an ear on the ground. This is what you see. You see blood and no one there. To the right of you, you see, getting off into the distance, about 60 feet out, a rowboat with, you can't tell me how many people are on it, but there are people on it. There is no sign of the boat that you remember attacking you, but you do, in the distance towards the direction that the boat is headed, see land. There is an island of some sort.
How far away is the island?
Island is probably about 120, let's say 300 feet, like a football field. Maybe a little bit further.
So I'll run back and report what
Okay.
I found.
So you run
To the party.
downstairs, and as you're running downstairs, you see Tor and Tillian kind of sneaking upstairs, like they're trying to be quiet, and you just like come bolstering back, and they're just ready to punch you because they think that you're enemy.
Jesus.
And then you explain what you saw.
There's no enemies upstairs. There is a boat traveling away from us, but in a different direction there is an island about 300 yards away, which I could swim.
Are there any
but I don't
spare
know
boats
about
up
any of
there?
you.
Is there a dinghy?
I didn't see any.
I'm standing next to one. Are there any boats up there?
There is a boat up there? I wasn't paying.
He wasn't
Okay,
really
so
looking for that,
since he said
I was
there
ready
were
to
no more
fight
enemies,
people.
I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna finish going up and start looking for an additional flotation device
Okay.
or
Any-
boat or dinghy.
Anybody who goes upstairs and looks for that, go ahead and do an investigation check for me.
Can I do can I investigate downstairs in this
Absolutely.
cutting room? If our crap is down here?
Is it? I just rolled a 0.
Tillian is Tillion's looking into like the
It's a
bathroom.
fire?
Tillion's in the bathroom looking for a flotation device.
God bless.
Can I do an investigation check? What is that?
Yeah, you can do just an investigation roll. And Tor de Shanks, he heads behind Tillion, like trying to like follow the leader, and then sees that there's a toilet and is
Jesus!
like, what? And
Damn.
then turns away.
Jiggle the handle.
Tom, you're looking under the bed and you kind of slip and fall. And
What are these
you
3 seashells for?
get into like the water? Like you slip and fall into the water, so your face is just drenched in salt water as it raises, and now it's getting up to about waist high now, and the bunk beds are starting to get covered.
I think it's time to swim, guys. I think we got to make our way for the island.
It sucks.
So I dive into the water.
Off the deck?
Well, hold on.
Ben?
Well, hold on. Yeah, you're getting ready to dive into the water. What does everybody else do?
After I wipe my face, I tell Rockskin, I'm out of here, bro. And I up the stairs on my way out.
All right, see you, man.
And just to see you later. I'm just gonna chill here. So you're just sitting there absorbing all of the wetness.
I'm trying to see if any rats start going to the surface of the
looking
water.
for rats trying to get. Oh, okay. Why don't you do a Do you have a survival check?
That's okay. I think I'll just leave actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll walk out.
Oh, okay. So as you're headed out, is everybody going upstairs? Tor and King and Tillion are all headed upstairs. They were looking for a flotation device. They didn't find anything.
No,
Tom
I'm
didn't
ready
find
to
anything
swim.
downstairs. Tillion's ready to jump off the boat into the water. Which direction? What are you trying to chase after these people? Or are you trying to...
Toward the island.
Okay. So
I will do the same.
Okay.
Okay, we're all swimming to the island.
Is that what the consensus is? Is that what everybody's?
That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
what
That's
Dillian is doing.
That's
Unless
okay.
somebody
Am I
says
wide enough?
something and stops me, I'm going now.
Okay.
I'm going to the island, but I will not swim.
Oh.
You gonna do?
I have the blessing of Araman, whatever the hell her name may be,
It's okay. She goes by many names.
to walk upon the water.
What? You have water walk?
No, but I am very cold and it freezes as I walk.
Oh. Okay, so here's what happens. Who else is? What is everybody else? How's
I
everybody else?
gave
playing it?
everyone a 200 yards head start.
I'm gonna hop in and go for a swim. I roll up my sleeves and take off my boots. And I go for a swim.
You didn't have any boots. Nobody has any shoes on, so you're actually in prime condition for swimming if you were ever to be. So anybody who's trying to swim jumps off the boat. Who is that? I know Tillion. Tor is gonna probably take the
high road.
the side step, like down that would normally go to the docks, and he just jumps onto the ground. What are you using to make the ground, make the water freeze around you?
My breath weapon.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
If that's allowed. If not, I'll just fall into.
technically, what would happen is you'd be given the water cold damage. I like your use of it though, so I'm gonna say that you attempt it. And when you get down there, like you use your breath weapon and you kind of like fan it out. How far does your breath weapon? What is its capacity? Like how far does it go?
It is a 15 feet cone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So-
pretty good.
So you get to the ground. You start to jump, but you're trying to be cool, and you throw your breath weapon out there. And 15 feet ahead of you, there's like this tiny iceberg that you step onto, and that's it. You've got 15 feet of walkable space. So
Onward!
it does float though, so that's good. But as you do that, and Tillion is just going plunges right next to you. Tillion, you break the water and you come up, and directly to your left, you see an additional boat that has one of the dead people that apparently they were throwing off. You see a bunch of other floating bodies around, and this was the crew that you had come with.
Okay. So I'm going to I'm going to climb into the boat that's there.
Okay.
And and I'm like waving everybody, come on.
So, Tor, you have the option to try to use your, so here's something that people get upset about. Technically, Dragonborns don't have tails. Now, there's been debate. I like to play them with tails. So you can choose if you want a tail or not.
I will.
Fill it up, of course.
You would like a tail?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to say that in this world, what we're doing right now, you have a tail. So you can use your tail to paddle, and I'll say you move at like a speed of like 20 feet per turn.
Sounds glorious. It's chilly.
So, so Tillian has said to the rest of the group that
Get
there
in
is
the
a boat.
Get in the boat now.
It would fit all of you.
Get in
I
the
jump in the
boat.
boat.
I'm in the boat.
Okay.
That's okay. Because
Is everybody now in the boat?
Example of human excellence,
I
and I just Michael Phelps it to the island.
So you're
We
gonna
did a little warm
swim.
up for you this morning, right?
Wait,
Yes,
don't go
swim.
to the island.
Some
Don't go to the
cardio.
island. Okay, so I want to look. First of all, I'm dumping the dead bodies over into the water.
Okay, there's only one, but yeah, that's
Okay, so I dump it. I want to make sure it doesn't have anything on it that
Sure.
I can use.
It looks like it was treated the same way as you guys were, so there is
Okay.
no armor, no boots,
So
nothing on it.
just clear it out, unless I recognize the person as somebody important.
Right, it's one of the crew.
Okay.
You see
Over the edge it
captain
goes.
floating in the distance. Everybody
wait,
it seems
hold
is
on.
dead.
Okay.
We can
Any
hold him for my
or-
human sacrifice later.
Oh, hold on. Well, he's already dead.
I'm a druid after all.
He's already dead.
I did.
Oh, I think I just seen a body load after my god.
Oh,
Yikes. You want to save the body?
he just wants the body. I mean, you can tow it if you want. If you want to use that hempen rope that we were talking about, drag it behind.
Leave the body.
Alright,
We got bigger fish to fry.
alright, fine. We can leave the
Okay.
body alone.
At this
So-
point, the
We'll
other
just get
boat
another
is
one.
far, and it is about 20 feet from land.
Oh, but they're going to the island too.
They are going to the island, but you see a commotion. Well, anybody who wants to do a perception check to find out what's going on?
Do perception check. Yeah, boy.
I've been swimming at this point.
Yeah, you've been swimming, so you've actually closed some of the distance, but you're still about halfway from shore.
21.
Okay. Anybody else? Cool.
17.
Tom, you peer into the distance, but you can't quite make out what's going on. Tor and Tillian, you both see what is taking place, and it looks like one person on the boat is causing some sort of mutiny and has started stabbing people on the boat.
The dinghy.
On the dinghy, yeah, the
Okay.
one that got away that looked like it was a little bigger than the boat that you were getting on.
Yeah.
Looks like
Danger thingy.
you also notice that there are chests on it, so whatever they may have took from the boat could possibly be in that.
All right. So, but are there any oars in the boat that
Yeah,
we're
yes, you guys all have. There's oars. This
in? All right.
is
So I
untouched.
grab an oar and I hand it to Tom.
Okay.
And I say, "Start rowing." And I try to get us into a rhythm, heading to the island to chase that boat.
I tell Tillian, don't boss me around. I'll row when I feel like it.
Ooh.
Then give it to somebody who's willing to row right now.
Well, I didn't say I wouldn't row. I just want to be
Are we
It's
seriously
what to
having this
do.
conversation right now? Go.
DM, go ahead and tell me
I
whenever you
forgot
see
about
that.
those double rapier in the gut. I didn't forget about that.
You shot at me first. You missed. You paid the price. Let's get rowing.
All right, start rowing.
And then they make out. So sorry, sorry. Who else in the boat? It's just King. It's King
Everybody.
Oh,
is
I'm definitely in the
swimming.
boat.
King is swimming.
King's
King is about 100 feet.
I
from
yelled
shore.
at King to get in the boat. Did King not get back in the
No,
boat?
he wants to swim. He wants to show you
Okay.
his
He's
superior
cardio for the morning.
excellence,
An example of human excellence.
human excellence. So King,
Which is
as
an
you
excellent service.
get closer to the, because you're getting closer, you start to hear the sounds. What languages do you speak?
The King? You're asking King?
Yeah, King.
I speak Celestial, Common, and Elvish.
Perfect. Okay, so there is Elvish coming from the boat. and what you hear is kind of incoherent ramblings of a voice that sounds familiar. It is a voice that you remember from the crew. And what he's saying is, "This isn't what we discussed! This isn't what we discussed! We weren't supposed to leave them!" And as he's stabbing, and he's killed 2 people. One guy has fallen into the ocean, and they're headed straight for the shore. The rest of you are in the boat. You have started to pedal your way, or row your way. Pedal. It's not a pedal boat. You've rowed your way. You're about... King is halfway between the shore. It's about 100 feet from the shore. You guys are about 50 feet from King, and you're gaining on him. So, yeah. Anything you guys want to do before we move on?
Just keep rowing until we catch the boat, or
Okay.
we get hit land.
Okay. Now, Tor, I forgot. I'm sorry. Tor, you were on the iceberg. Did you end up getting in the boat or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
So you kind of like pushed off of the, got them a little head start. That's why they closed the distance so fast. You kind of stepped off of your iceberg into the boat, and it moved
Iceberg straight behind.
forward.
Very informative. Thank you.
Perfect. So, okay. So you guys row the island ahead of you. You guys close the distance. You start to see what's happening. There's a fight that ensues with the 3 remaining people in the boat, and the wild man that seems to be a member of the crew of your boat.
Okay.
And
So-
they're cornering him next to what looks like some sort of indention in the like off the shoreline, a little bit up off the shoreline, about 30-40 feet. And there's a palm tree next to him, and he's giving him what for, and he's actually doing pretty well.
Is the beach a sandy beach or a rocky beach?
Sandy beach. There are some rocks,
Okay.
but you've got plenty of clearance.
Okay. So as soon as we land, I want to try and grab a rock and run up behind one of the guys that's trying to attack the crewman.
Okay. So here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna move you guys to the next scene.
Okay.
The way that we're gonna do this is I'm gonna move you. You should be able to see things. Do you see
Yep.
everything?
That real quick.
You might have to refresh. It might take a second.
I got it.
Okay, cool. You guys are, we're gonna say the second boat, or the boat further behind.
Okay.
If you could place yourselves in the boat, the
token.
way that you do that is go to the page that has your journal, hover over your name, and drag it onto the map, and then you should be able to move it. I might have to resize you. Yeah. Okay, what's going on here? Let me resize you real quick. You should just be the size of one of these.
A bit.
King actually makes it first,
Yes.
since he is
He's an example of
Yes.
human excellence.
of
course.
perfect example of human excellence. You guys are kind of coming in. Some of you maybe jump off and steady the boat as it comes into shore. You see the dead bodies, kind of 2 dead bodies here, 1 dead body floating back here. There's actually 2 now that are being just waylaid upon by this elf here, and he actually kicks one into this looks like a well of some sort. You hear the screams of the other person, as he falls into the well, and then he kind of stabs at the guts of the other guy, and as he does, he says something in infernal and twists his knife, and the guy kind of just disintegrates. And
I guess since I'm on shore,
Mhm.
I want to run up and do non-lethal damage.
okay,
with my
so
fists.
he's it looks like he's taking care of everybody that's there, but he's still there. Are you trying to attack him?
Yeah,
Is this the former crewman?
I still want to hit him.
I want to ask. You said non-lethal, right? Is that what you said?
He said,
Yeah, non-lethal.
So-
I just want to
So
incapacitate him so I can
Killian yells
so I
as
can,
he's attacking. Don't kill
crush
him!
Yeah, don't kill him, please.
So what do you hurl at him? What do you do for that?
And I use my hands.
Oh, you're
Baby.
trying to come punch it. Well, you still have to. If you're trying to do non-lethal and you're using your weapons that you have on you, you still have to make an attack action and at disadvantage, so that you hit him in a spot that won't immediately kill him using your talents, but he'll still take the damage that you
Okay.
deal. So you can get up onto him. King. Okay, so you definitely you hit him. Go ahead and roll your damage.
He's up on him.
Yep, he's up on him. It's within 5 feet. He hits him. He staggers back a little bit, closer to the edge as he's gotten hit. He looks out into the boat. He sees you all. He sees King that is giving him the hit, and he's kind of like stunned a little bit. He says, "Oh, thank God." And he reaches into his pouch. He pulls out what looks to be some sort of folded like paper, and he looks up into the sky. He looks at King. He looks at you guys. Looks up into the sky. He says, "Now give me what you promised." And he slices himself over the throat and says his trigger word and disintegrates as the paper flies into King's hand.
I told you not to kill him.
Well, he killed himself, technically.
I know.
You don't know, King.
So, I ignore everything everyone's saying right now, and I try to read the paper.
Okay. King's just like, whatever, guys. I'm here for the paycheck. So King, you open the paper, and it actually folds out into quite a large production, and it seems to be a map. And
searches the boat.
Killian, okay, go ahead and do an investigation check, Killian. Anybody else who wants to help investigate?
Perception or investigation?
Investigation, and let's since Tom is helping you do it, why don't you do it with an advantage? So we'll take the advantage roll.
I'm gonna need it with a -1.
Boom. Okay, 18. You find 2 chests, one with commoner's clothes and some kind of like trinkets, and it looks like jewelry, whatever might have been laying around that they picked up off of the boat. There's also some snacks, like some fruit and some limes from the lime tree that you would have known was there, and that's why you had that scent come over you. You have these tropical scents coming from the beach itself, and in the other chest, neither of these were locked, by the way. Is all of your gear and some extra like odds and ends. There's a few daggers, there's a few extra pairs of boots. Nothing special, but you find all of your gear.
Okay, so we're equipped. I'm going to put my gear on.
Yep. So you've got your gear. Do you let everybody know that, or
yes?
Okay.
I just kind of start pulling it out and kind of looking at it and making my best guess as to who it belongs to, and kind of start tossing it to them.
Okay. Now everybody.
So while they're looking at the boat, I'll walk back and show everyone the map.
Okay. Since you were the first to do this, Tom and Tillian, everybody started with 25 gold in a pouch as like your per diem?
Yep.
It's in there.
Interesting.
What do you do with that?
Oh wait, everybody's all together.
Everybody's gold is all together.
Oh, I divvy it out.
Okay.
Oh.
Tom, do you allow that?
I take my gold and I don't look at the rest.
Okay. Because you know you got a gambling habit, and you just can't. You don't want to think about that Niners game that you lost money on.
You did tempt fate.
Okay, so you divvy out the gold. This was an opportunity for you to pocket it without anybody seeing, and you did the right thing, so good for you. Also, Tillian, don't forget that you have inspiration that I gave you from the last
that's
okay. You can hold on to it.
I need to refresh my hang on, I need to refresh on inspiration. Hang on.
No,
I'll look it up.
It's literally just advantage on your whatever
on one of my rolls.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, usually I'll save it for combat or something.
Okay. So, all you got, Roskin, you're still at the boat, or are you involved with any of this? What are you doing?
I'm just looking at the map right now with King.
Okay, so you're up on with King as King is approaching the rest of you guys. You guys are divvying out the stuff. You're kind of putting out piles so everybody has it available to them. They start gearing back up. King.
What do you have there, King?
It is a map from the fellow that I hit.
A map of
earlier. What? A map of the island, I'm assuming.
So
I'd like to know the history of it.
on the quote unquote map, you see very faint lines. You can't make out anything on it other than it looks like a landmass. Looks like a very, very old map, and all you see is what seems to be like some perpendicular lines and a symbol that you recognize as what the snake cult's symbol. And you can't tell where you're at on the map, or like what that symbol would be, or where it's at. There's no towns, the landmass on it is so faded that it's hard to make out.
So it's extremely faded, and it's not that we can't make it out because we don't understand it. It's just hard to read.
It's so faded that you can't tell where land is and where ocean is. There's no color on it other than the symbol for the snake cult symbol.
But is that symbol vibrant compared to the rest of the map?
That's the only thing that you can make out. That's actually, it looks like it was new, like it was placed on there.
Tor, anything magical about this map that would unlock it?
Maybe if I could intelligently look at the
I'm sorry I asked.
history of this map. Let me dive
My head.
into its past. See what it tells me.
You get a very good sense of the pulp that was used to make this paper.
Delicious pulp.
And that's it.
It was a good pulp.
Okay, Tor, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I asked.
I think I got a map skill. Hold on. I think I have a map skill. Wait.
Oh,
Tom, anything on your end?
It's a unique pulp. That should help you with
Yes,
your
Tor.
map.
Yes, Tor. Yes, Tor. Yes, Tor. Yes, Tor.
Very rare.
Tor, we get it. We get it. We got
maps.
yes, the pulp. We got it.
It do, right?
I don't know. Do you?
No.
What are you trying to?
Nah, I'm good. I thought I had a dungeoneering thing, but I don't.
Oh, okay.
Nah.
Okay.
Would my survival benefit me here at all?
No. I mean, you really wouldn't glean anything
Okay.
from using something like that, other than the direction that
Understood.
it might be pointing to. If this was a landmass, that you wouldn't be able to tell where the beach was, though. So
Great. So we're stranded on this island. We have no idea where we are. We have a map that is of absolutely no help to us. And any ideas?
Everybody, do a perception check for me, please.
Oh. Come on.
Don't get upset.
Almost means sudden and utter dismay.
22
Random
for Tilly.
perception checks. 15, come get it. And Kingsley's up.
That's everybody right.
always ready.
Tor's good, King's good, Roskin and Tom, but I didn't see
Everyone.
Tillion's.
Tilly.
22.
Oh,
I mean,
duh.
oh,
God, what happened?
I told
you know
you.
what? It's because these
Told you it
symbols
was
are on here. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. My bad.
How do I
This is-
change that? Wait, we need to work on that for the next
We'll
one.
do that
just
next
so
time
you
because you
can-
got to go in
yeah.
your profile to change it. So
Oh,
I'll help you out
Jesus.
later.
Yeah.
Okay. So Tillion, Tor, King, you guys all see this. So as you're staring at the map, you start to get this ominous feeling around you, like somebody's watching you. But when you look up and around, you notice that there's nobody there, but this fog is rolling in, and it is coming in quick. And there's something about it that's just not right. And the sun is going down rapidly. It's almost as like time is speeding up.
I would like to do a detect magic spell.
Oh, okay.
So do I press
Please do.
it or what?
He's doing
go
it
ahead
from
and detect. Yeah, go ahead and use your detect magic.
in the boat still, though, so I don't know if he can reach.
Wait, what's that?
He's in the boat
Oh,
still.
he's in the boat. I think
Oh,
he
no,
moved
I'm-
in. He just didn't.
Look
move
at the
his
map.
character.
Oh,
Put
sorry.
your,
let me
put your
move my
standing
character
next to
character.
me.
up there, bro. Come on.
There we go.
Get with the program. Come on.
I'm here.
Thanks. You're good.
Sorry for the delay.
Let me zoom in here real quick. Hold on. Okay, so as the fog rolls in, it actually starts to swirl about you, and you do your detect magic, and you realize that this is indeed some sort of there's magical essence in this fog, but you're not sure what or how, and it's unlike anything you've ever seen. But your druidic magic is kind of pinging and saying, this is bad.
All right, guys, this is bad.
You feel like you should get away from the water, but it is coming upon you really fast.
Okay, but we need to get away from the water and towards the center of the landmass.
Which way do we go?
whichever way you guys want.
I look
Let's go
down the
east.
well. I look down the well and see if I can see anything down that well.
You see what looks like to be crumpled bodies in a shallow pool of water, and no way out. Looks like some sort of a oasis that was dug that's kind of run its course.
I keep moving.
Tor,
Come on.
No, yes.
Tor's upset about the pulp.
He's still thinking about Paul.
He's still thinking about pulp.
Such a fine quality.
It's fiction. Get over here.
It's fiction. So as you guys make your way towards the center of the landmass, you kind of group together, and the fog just comes rolling in, and it circles around you. There's almost like a little pocket that's kind of seems to be originating from Rozkin, and it might have been something about the detect magic spell that he did that's kind of maybe creating this little bubble of that the mist is not penetrating. So the closer you are to him, the safer you probably feel right now. And as it starts to swirl about you,
Tor, over here.
you get this eerie feeling, and you're not sure what it is. You still feel like you're being watched.
Get near the druid, Tor.
And it gets so thick, and the sun gets to a point where it's almost sunset but not quite, but you can no longer see the sun. It's like an overcast day where you can't tell where the sun's at, and the fog is just engulfing you above, to the sides, and the only thing you can see is what's below your feet in like a 20-foot square that's around you. You guys do anything?
So we just we're basically all we have is this. It's like the center of the eye of a
Right.
hurricane,
It's like the eye of a hurricane, exactly.
and we're surrounded by fog.
Yeah.
All right, so
it's
I'm
thick.
I naturally put my back to the group and put my forward facing out toward the fog. And instead of holding my typical 2 rapiers, I'm going to be holding a shield
Mhm.
and a rapier. And I'm asking the magic users of the group, any effing idea what to do here?
I'm not sure where this fog is coming from to begin with, so I'm pretty clueless myself right now.
Give me a direction and I'll go.
Walk towards the center of the landmass. We'll just stay here and watch you.
What if I cast light upon one of you?
Did he
With the
cast
light?
light?
Do you?
Well, I'm going to cast it upon Tom Strongwall.
Mm.
Because every good wall needs a light.
As you cast light on Tom Strongwall, the light radiates. It kind of almost blinds everybody for a second, and then it radiates into the cloud, and the cloud absorbs that light, and it's kind of like on a foggy day whenever somebody's got their high beams on, and it just illuminates everything around you. So there's like this light all around you that's bouncing off of the fog. It's so bright that it blinds you for a second, and then as soon as it came, it goes away, and the light kind of dissipates, and your light spell seems to have short-circuited whatever was going on. And when you regain your eyesight, you're no longer
What?
in the
Oh, look, the boats came with us.
they did.
Actually, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the boats came with you. So when you you guys are around where the palm tree was, basically, and it's no longer there. It's been chopped down, and this is now vegetation as far as the eye can see. You see a tree line up ahead. There's ridges. It's very it's not rough terrain, but it's not very hospitable. It's very arid. The air is thin here, and it kind of smells of decay. And it is overcast. It looks like it's just gonna rain, but it doesn't. And the humidity in the air is weird because it feels like it should be thicker than it is, and it's not, and the fog is gone now. So and all of you that were wet coming out of the ocean are now fully dry. You're bone dry.
Okay, so I'm kind of I'm confused, but I put my shield back and pull out my extra rapier, and I'm keeping both rapiers out, and I start to try and look around for anything that would give me a sense of where we are, a direction we need to go, a town, smoke, anything in the distance.
Okay. You don't really, unless you've got like a feature that lets you do that, you don't sense anything. You do notice on the tree stump that's next to you that the same symbol that is on the tree stump on the map is on the tree stump.
Okay.
Let's examine the
Which way
tree
is
stump. Then.
inland?
What's
Can
that?
we investigate the tree stump?
You can, yeah.
Investigate the tree stump.
Would it be? Are we
Just an
investigating?
investigation check. Anybody that wants to.
2. I
Which way is
investigate
inland?
terribly.
Guys, I'm letting you guys get
Oh,
your
me
logos
too.
out of the way, so I'm hoping that this helps you.
Jeez
So,
Louise. I didn't see anything either. Crap. I see that's a stump. That's all I found out.
There's a tree there.
I sit on it.
oh, yeah.
Roskin.
I'm
And-
joking.
Roskin, I'm going to give you the advantage on that because you're a druid, and so your druidic magic is kind of like essential here with examining this seemingly dead tree stump.
Sweet.
Did King try to investigate, or is he just like whatever?
He's like,
No, I
whatever.
want to go somewhere else.
Okay, so
Where is inland?
Roskin, well, you are inland. There is no ocean anymore. You just see the boats.
Oh,
So everything around you is like land.
We're almost like in a plant, like a flat. I'm not a flat.
like a
Valley.
plains.
Kind of.
Yeah,
kind of like
yeah.
plains. There's no like mountainous hills.
But there's some trees.
There's trees. There's a tree line about like a few hundred yards in each direction.
Okay, I want to run to the tree line, climb a tree.
Okay.
What did Roskin find out?
As you run away, King, who has the map?
Oh, I have the map.
You have the map. As you're running away, Roskin puts his hand onto the tree, and the symbol on the tree glows, and you feel this burning sensation in your pants where the map is,
Ooh.
and it starts to kind of, it's not on fire, you just feel like it's very hot.
Okay, so I dropped the map.
Drop the map.
Why did you drop the map?
Oh, why show the map?
Dirty now.
Do you continue
Okay,
on
I'll
your
pick
way?
up the map and bring it back. I don't
No,
want
you do it.
it's-
No, listen.
it hurt my leg.
Here's the deal. You guys play your characters however you want. Don't let anybody pressure you into doing
Oh, he
anything you
lost
don't
the
want
map.
to. So if he drops the map, you guys can go pick it up if you want.
Yeah.
Or
No,
whatever.
I'm asking it. I'm
Yeah.
asking him in character.
Okay. Okay.
Why did you drop the map?
Well, he's about 60
Because-
feet away from you now.
Oh.
I don't hear you. I'm still climbing a
You
tree.
just see this piece of paper like fly out, like he's heading down the street, and he threw
All
out
right.
a
So I go grab
Sonic
the piece
cup
of paper.
out of his card, littering. It's just like-
Tillian goes to grab the
Unbelievable.
paper.
okay, so whoever goes to grab the paper,
Tillian.
you open up the map, and the map now shows a landmass that looks like this.
Where did King go?
King's booking it. He's just trying to go away from this area. He does not.
Still doing his cardio.
So if you
I'm
zoom
trying to
out,
scout. I'm
this
trying to climb a
is-
tree and see if
he's
I
trying
can
to-
see
he's trying
anything.
to find a tree line or something. He's trying to get somewhere. This is the map that you see.
Okay.
And
Are
you
we-
are right about here.
Okay.
Do you guys all see this?
Yep, I see it now.
Cool.
Extreme
see-
east.
You see a map. You guys are. You see the tree line. King is headed towards the tree line, and behind you, you didn't notice it before because there's a little bit of a drop off, but there's like a river on the map. And then far, far, far off in the distance, you didn't notice it before, but because the fog is kind of receded back to that area, it's starting to move away. It seems to be maybe some buildings, and you kind of locate that on the map.
Does this look like any area I've seen before?
It is not. None of you would recognize this topography of this area. What you do know is that in that area where you think you see a building is where the map has the icon drawn on it.
The compass?
No, the up in this direction,
Okay.
across the river and through
But
the
it
plains a little bit.
it's showing several buildings. Does it look like it would be a small village or something?
Yeah, that's what it looks like on the map. So
Okay.
you only see you can only make out a few against the tree line, but yeah, that's what you kind of see.
I asked Tillian what do they see? What does he see on, or what does she see on the map?
Well, we need to get the monk back over here. Whatever he's doing over there, we need to get him back over here. And then we need to make our way to this village to figure out where the hell we are, because none of this looks familiar. And based on where we were going, we haven't traveled far enough for me to lose where we should be. So I'm concerned that we're somewhere where none of us have any knowledge of this area. So usually the best place to start is a small village, and to do it somewhat quietly.
Hold on. Before we go to the village, I do have the ability to speak with animals, and we do have a forest right next to us.
You
So
do.
maybe I should go into the forest and see if I can get some information from the intelligent creatures in the forest.
Oh yes, please go talk to the rabbits. Yes.
All right, I'll go talk to the rabbits. You guys can do what you guys do, and I'll come back with some information.
Oh, good. Yeah, talk to the rats while you're there too.
Should he go by himself? Someone go with him?
So much anger.
I
you guys
shall
can't-
go
it's
with
alright, I
them
can go
and
by
use my
myself.
animal handling to speak upon them.
So what do I see?
Hold on.
What
This is
do I
like
see from
really
my
big
tree
right
line?
now. So hold on a second.
Oh,
So don't move
okay.
your tokens. We're just gonna kind of place them here for like showing that that's where you're at on the map.
Huge area.
This is way big, so this is not actually to scale at all. So
Yeah.
if you don't have your icon on here, you don't have to, because we're not gonna move them. Really, this is not how we're gonna travel or anything. So
I just want to know directional more than
just show me
anything.
what direction you headed, and where you're at.
What?
Planning on doing your
I
thing.
haven't moved yet.
I'm gonna head south into the closest
Okay.
forest.
So as why don't King and Rozkin, why don't you guys both do a perception check for me?
All right.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, so King and Ruskin, you guys are both trying to look through the tree line. As you get up close to the tree line, thinking it was a good idea, like you wanted to get to some cover of some sort maybe, or you just explore, try to find a trail or something, you don't find any of that. What you do feel is a very deep sense of dread in these forests. It's almost as if 15 feet in, it goes completely black. Completely dark. You would not be able to see through it. None of you have dark vision that I know of.
Okay, so I bring that information back.
Yeah.
Don't go in the forest.
It looks like it's pretty dangerous. It's very thick. It would not be optimal to travel through that.
All right, I'll travel back with King.
Also, Roskin, you do not notice any animals, but in your exploration, you kind of think you heard the sounds of some low growling noises that could or could not be maybe wolves, maybe something else.
So is everybody
Deeper
kind
in
of
the
back in a small group?
Yeah, so we'll say that you guys are all
Okay.
centered on where Tom is at.
So I know that most of you have not trained professionally, and that's okay, but it's really not a good idea to just run off. You should stay together and make sure that you at least let us know before you go somewhere, especially in a strange land, okay?
Tillian just try to get you to do the buddy system. Is that what just
Okay.
Tell
Yes.
Tillian, bye, so bossy.
I'm not being bossy.
I
I'm
like
just
this
saying
guy.
I'm relaying some information that you might be helpful for you in the future. We used to say it's not a good idea to split the party. It's not a good idea.
All right, I'll take it as a suggestion. I do what I want.
I've lived my whole life in solitude,
Now,
in solitude.
let's
I will be
remember,
all right.
let's remember
I only like animals.
Let's remember that you all came to the ZWT Adventuring Guild because of your various backgrounds, that your actual guilds that you belong to, your monasteries, your things that you were recruited. You're the best of the best of that group, and you were recruited by them to go through some training. And this is your first mission to try to gain access to that, so that you can bring prestige and honor to your personal guilds. So you probably would have had some of this training while you were there, but whether you take to it or not is up to you. And Tillian seems to be hardcore about the rules, and is just trying to explain it to you. And so you know that this is something that you were taught, but maybe you don't care.
On the streets, might is right. That's all I say. Who won our face off when we were scrimmaging?
I agree. I grew up in the streets. Might is right.
Might is right.
Who
So
won the scrimmage? Was it
It's going so well.
Tillian?
So
Now-
glad I decided to sign up for this.
now there's a thing in altercations with an NPC, persons that I control, you would have a persuasion roll or something that you could try to get somebody on your side. That doesn't happen with player characters. So there's no roll that you can do to persuade someone to do your bidding. You can't intimidate them. They're part of your party. So you can fight them if you want. That can happen, and how they respond to that is okay. But there's not really a way for you to make them without magic do what you want.
Right.
So I'm glad that you guys are butting heads a little bit and having this like little altercation. So I'm just trying to tell you that this is okay. This is fine.
Well, this is our first time meeting each other, right?
What's that?
It is. Right. It is our first time.
We're like fairly new to each other.
Yeah,
so
like,
we don't know how our personalities
had,
are.
You've had, you were grouped together in like your separate little bunks. This is your first together mission where you know about each other. It was like you got in study group and you were the last ones to get picked, and so you were gone that day when everybody buddied up, and so now you kind of got thrown into your own group, and that's why you're here. But you know each other. You have traveled and you've had like some of these conversations, whatever you want to divulge on your trip here, because you were on about a month-long voyage to the area that you were headed to, and so you were about 3 weeks into that, so you've had some time to acclimate to each other. But there's things that some people, they rub you the wrong way, and you haven't had enough time to acclimate to that, or you haven't had them save your ass to kind of smooth things over yet. So that's where you're at. Anyway,
Well, I vote that before we hit the road, we establish some kind of rankings.
I agree.
Are we trying to do another skirmish?
Or two.
I thought we already did that when I whipped all your asses.
Let's just draw sticks this time.
so you guys want to
Say arm wrestling contest. But
So-
mark this one.
yeah, you guys are hey,
Listen.
you do whatever you want. This is D&D.
Okay, so I kind of laugh at him, right? And I'm like, okay, guys, seriously, we need to get together and figure this out. Unless somebody has a better idea, I believe that we should make our way as a group. I'm not telling you what to do. What I'm saying is, this is the only thing that makes sense to me. And if you have something, please let me know. But I believe that we need to try and find a small farm or a village and figure out where in the hell we are.
Well,
And it seems to be.
I guess we could question.
No, I agree with your logic. I just don't like it when you tell me to do it.
I think we should pray about it first.
Oh yes, please, Tor. Yes, by all means.
Oh yeah.
Goddess Eru, please guide us in the direction of the proper way to go. May the animals speak to my kind friends. And may you bless the hands of those who do things for you, after you, to you. For you do that voodoo so well. The winter goddess. Amen.
Tor, roll me a D100.
Feel a sense of.
Roll me a D100, please.
D100.
He's
So,
stuck with holes.
as-
You gotta be kidding.
Whoa.
As he's doing this prayer and he says amen and he's done, you see this lightning bolt strike exactly where the off to the side of where the map would say that the village that you've kind of deducted from seeing a building or two is, and it kind of like shoots lightning right down and splits all of the mist, and it dissipates, and it's pretty far off, so you've still got it's about a 4-hour journey at least, if you're hoofing it. But yeah, there's definitely a village down there, and it seems that the goddess
Does that
is
lightning alert people?
leading you. No, I mean it's kind of like stormy, so you can kind of get the feeling that maybe this is it's kind of par for the course.
Thanks. Well, I nominate for as group leader, since obviously went in the right direction and he's got some flowing through him. Anybody else second that?
Do we
Torres.
need do we need a leader? Is that what we're doing?
I'm not gonna just follow blindly. It seems like this monk is on his own. I feel like having a leader will at least give us some direction. Otherwise, we're gonna be going all 5 different directions every time.
I just think a consensus is enough. I don't know that we need to elect some kind of ranking system. I've had enough ranking systems in my life. Even if you have a ranking system, it doesn't guarantee obedience. I think we just need to agree that this is the direction that we need to go.
I do
Yeah.
say we make ZWT great again. That's all I will say.
Lightning strikes you, Tor. But it doesn't hurt you.
Okay, I think we're all in agreement to go towards the village, correct?
Yeah.
Alright.
That's fine. You want to lead by democracy, that's fine. When the shit hits the fan, it's good to have someone calling out what to do.
I don't
That's
do
all.
anything or
We're
go
leading.
anywhere unless a god shoots lightning at it.
We spend the next 6 months next to a stump.
Oh god, that's great. Okay.
I don't mind going northeast. That's fine with me.
So it's getting late. It's probably about what you would assume is 8 o'clock at night at this time. So traveling that far, it would be well into the night by the time you got to the city. You can trudge on and get there, or you can try to take
Is
a.
anybody afraid of the dark?
And you also are in a clearing, so there's no trees or anything in the middle. So if you want to, and there's no roads. I mean, you have to cross this river somehow, but it's not that wide. It's probably about 60 feet wide. So
Okay.
you definitely just Michael Phelps, way more than that in the water just a bit ago.
Easy.
So-
In my sleep.
I don't know that we should go into the forest unknown. We do have a couple of boats here. We can turn them up, right? Or turn them over, and we can make a fire in between and kind of get some rest for the night, and kind of maybe have a little bit of cover.
I agree.
That's a good idea.
Smart move, Tillian.
So you guys gonna try to make camp tonight and then huff it in the morning?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I'm recommending. And
Cool.
I don't know if
Use
anybody's
both for
disagreeing.
cover. I like that, so we don't get ambushed.
I like
Well, we're gonna have to establish people
Watches?
keeping watch.
Yep.
Yeah,
I agree.
I'll take first watch.
So we're gonna say that you guys are still back over here.
Yep.
We'll say that. I mean, I don't have a nighttime scene for this, but we'll say that it's night. Here, it's getting into
Are-
night.
Are those boats movable?
I can move them. Yeah. Hold on a second.
You might want to move them
Like,
over by
let's
the
move
stump.
to where they are.
Let's move
Between
them.
them, can we?
Yeah, you can move to them, or the.
Yeah, that's fine. We can move to the boats.
Okay,
Yeah, we
up
can
to
move
you.
to the boats.
Not a big deal.
That works. Might want to position them a little bit better between, kind of.
I mean, we'll say that they're however you like. I
Okay.
mean, they're giving you good cover. Like, we're not gonna
Okay.
say that they're
Fair.
outside of. They make do.
Yep.
Give me a second. I want to do something here real
No,
quick.
we have food, right? I got some rations.
You guys did
Hey,
find
I'm gonna-
some of the food in that,
Yeah, move your
and you got all your stuff. So yes, you do have your rations. You probably have about 2 weeks of like hardtack type of stuff, and then you've got some fresh fruits and vegetables from what you found in the boats. In the oh shoot, is that it? No, that's not it.
I'm going to put my feet up and eat while everyone else takes their turn.
Tor, we're over here.
I'm not gonna go last, eh?
I was admiring everything else.
I know you were. I know. I
But
know.
I hate
Please.
cinnamon.
I know.
So we say there's a little campfire there as it starts to get
So
dark.
this is a short rest
Haste.
or long rest?
This
This
guy.
would be a long rest. So you're going to get all of your health back, all of your things back as long as the night goes smoothly. So go ahead and set up wherever you'd like. I think I'm going to take a real quick 5-minute restroom break for anybody who needs it.
I'll do the same.
And then we'll come back. You guys can talk about whatever you're going to
Caleb
do.
already went.
And then you already went. Is that what you said?
Yeah, he left a second ago.
Yeah, he's like,
Go to the
"Oh."
bathroom.
Cool. Well, then we'll do that. I'm gonna pause this real quick. Hold on a sec.
I'll be right back.
Okay, so we pick back up. You guys were establishing an
order to take watch.
To take watch.
So
you,
unless somebody else really wants to, I'll take first watch.
you basically need 8 hours, so you guys break it up however you want. We don't have to be too picky about that. We can just say I go first, second, third. There's usually a fourth watch. That's about all you need, so not everybody needs to take a watch if you don't want.
Does anybody need more rest?
I'll take the second watch.
I'll take third.
I choose to sleep.
Tor, you should sleep and talk to your god.
So Tom's gonna take the last watch. Is that what I'm hearing?
Tom, are you okay with that?
Yep.
So, hold on, let me make sure that I'm
Sweet dreams,
okay.
Tor.
We're recording. I had to make sure I was recording. Okay, so who's taking first watch?
Tillian.
Okay, so Tillian is taking first watch. So what I want you to do is everybody is winding down for the evening. What do you do when you wind down for the evening? Except for Tillian, because you're going on first watch. So what are the rest of you guys what's your routine?
I'm gonna hike out into the forest and look for some herbs.
Goods? Yeah, okay, all right. That's a.
Don't we just establish the wood forest is dangerous?
Do you
We'll
want
just
somebody
stick
to
on
come
the
with you?
edge.
Do you want somebody to come with you?
It's alright, I'm just gonna gather some plants. It's not the big
You
of a
can
deal.
look around. That's totally fine, and you can make a survival check to find out if you find any.
Cool, I'll do a survival check then.
All right, do it. So you're out around the bushes and stuff, staying kind of close to the.
Yeah, I'll just stick right there.
Yeah, right around that area. Tillian, you're close enough that you're able to still, because you're going on first watch, so you don't want to be out too far.
Mm-hmm.
So, survival check. So, Roz, you like think you found something, but it's like the stankiest, worst herb you've ever found. Like,
Ooh, I love my herb
you
stinky.
wouldn't want to
No way, bro.
get caught.
You
selling
rolled
it.
You rolled
Sweet guys, I got some stuff for us tonight.
But you don't know. You think you got it. You think you got it. It's
I
close.
wouldn't eat that.
I'm gonna take it anyway.
Yeah, you do.
I heard to try it.
You don't know that it's bad.
I wouldn't eat that. I wouldn't eat that.
Actually, you got a little bit of dog turd in it. So like, it's real bad.
No, actually, you should eat that. You should eat that.
I'm gonna sip out of it.
So you're rolling that up and you notice it. You're like, ah, man, dang it. King, what are you doing for your wind down?
I just start meditating.
Okay, makes sense. Getting in your meditative state and cleansing your body and mind of all of the orders you've been barked at today.
Yeah, just go back to my solitary
Finding your
peacefulness.
zen. Tom, what are you doing?
Sharpen my sword, take apart my crossbow, oil it up, make sure my bolts are good.
Prepping for the
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
Cool. And Tor.
I lay out my warhammer, my other warhammer, my hand axe.
I didn't think it was possible for him to get quieter. You're even quieter.
Oh,
But I don't hate it though. It's nice. It's pleasant.
I hit a button. How about this button?
I turned you up at the same
about the
time
same.
you said that, so yeah.
I can hear you. You're fine, but it's a little low.
Oh, okay.
I just turned you up. You're fine.
It's all
Okay.
broken.
I can just turn you up. You're fine.
You're good.
Basically, I just take all my stuff out and say, "Don't touch my things."
Okay,
Go to sleep.
Yes, sir.
And then he just conks out. Looks at you all menacingly and then right to bed. Okay. So you guys all do your wind down for the evening. As you all fall asleep, Tillian is vigilantly watching over you. You trust her with watching. Tillian, why don't you roll me a d20?
Stand by.
All right. Tillian, you find nothing on your watch. It is, the end of your watch. You're starting to get tired. You're getting the yawns, and you're ready to take a break. So you go find who was taking second watch to get the rest of your sleep
Was that-
for the evening.
I think it was King, right?
No, it was me, Grozkin.
It was Roz. So
Okay.
you go
So
wake up.
I go
Roz.
wake Roz. Yep. Roz, if you're ready for your watch, it's time.
Alright.
So Roscoe rolls over, gets up for watch while you do your process to wind down. You don't really need to wind down too much because you're just so tired from your watch. So unless you got something specific that you want to discuss.
Nope.
Okay, so you head straight to bed. You have no problem sleeping. Roz, you're on watch. You're kind of making the rounds, checking checking the scene. You notice that there's no animals around. There's no like woodland creatures or anything like that trying to come in. You don't feel them. You don't sense them. Why don't you roll a d20 for me?
All right.
Oh,
Ooh.
Shout out to the two crew. Shout out to the
Here
two
comes.
crew.
perception check.
So
Here it comes.
Roz dies. Just kidding. No.
Oh, good lord!
So Roz, as you're kind of like peering out into the darkness, you don't have dark vision. You don't have any way to like peer into like you know other than the acclimation that you get from just being in the evening in the fire, being away from the fire. You think you see something moving in the bushes, and over the course of your watch, you feel like you see something like a cloaked, like a medium-sized creature that's cloaked, so some sort of humanoid. You feel like you've got an eye on that. They don't come forward. You don't engage. You don't feel the need to engage, but you feel like that's what you're seeing in the distance. You're not 100% sure though.
And if I wake up my party, it disrupts the 8-hour process,
Correct.
right?
So if you wake up the party,
I
unless
see.
you guys get your 8 hours, you're not going to get your full rest. So you can go wake up your next the next watch and try to leave it on them, but let them know. But it could be nothing. It could be nothing.
Yeah, so I'll just keep watch, and then when it is my turn, I'll wake up the next person and tell them.
Okay. So that'd be King, right?
Yep.
Taking
Alright,
third,
King.
third watch. So yeah, so the rest of your watch goes pretty smoothly. You just get spooked by that one thing, and it's a little hard to sleep because you aren't 100% sure if what you saw was what you saw or what you thought you saw, but it just kind of creeps in your mind. So you have like nightmares, but before that, you go wake up King. How do you do that?
I tap King on the shoulder. Excuse me, Mr. Monk. It is your turn to take watch.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Anything to report?
Oh yeah, so I did have a strange feeling of eyes watching us earlier, but nothing really came of it, and it could just been my imagination. But if you do notice anyone in a cloak, then there probably is people watching us.
Okay, I'll keep an eye out.
Okay, thank you. All right, I go to bed now.
You go to bed, but you like you get your full rest, but you get spooked. You like anything moves, a twig breaks, King takes too loud of a step near you, you freak out and you wake up
Okay.
because you're like on edge. So King, why don't you roll me a d20, please? So if you don't know where that's at, if you just go to the left hand side, there's the dice. Hover over it, there should be a d20, and just click it.
I did. I got a 10.
Oh, did you do that before I told you all that stuff?
I knew how to do it.
I just didn't hear the ping go off. Sorry,
You're good.
I wasn't even paying attention. So, so you like hear rustling in the bush, but you don't see anything. You just write it off as maybe like some sort of woodland creature or something in the evening or the night, and nothing else comes of it. So it is the end of your turn. So, or the end of your watch. So Tom's up. How do you go wake him up?
Shanks was next.
I thought Tortoise Shanks
He's
was taking the night off because you only need 4 watches for the night.
Okay, all right, I'm next.
That's right. That's right. But
So
King,
I
how do
shake.
you?
I shake Tom awake.
Okay.
Wake up. Shake, shake.
I'm awake.
Shake.
Alright.
I'm awake.
It's your turn to take watch.
Oh, all
I
right.
was told before by the druid that he thought he saw a cloaked figure. I heard rustling. Just be aware of that.
All right. Well, you can't trust casters.
That's exactly my thinking. I think he's just afraid of the dark, but it's okay.
Probably. The sun's not shining on him. He's terrified.
Can't report 'cause I'm asleep right now. Bullshit.
Okay, I start
All right.
meditating again.
Okay. So you go back to your resting period. Tom, you roll a d20, please. All right. So you don't see anything out in during your watch, but you feel like there's something behind you all night on your watch. And you go in through the rest of the morning. So it lasts until what you can only perceive as the highest the sun is going to get, because it seems to just be constantly overcast here. The entire time you've been on this land mass, when you guys kind of came here, it's been constant dusk and cloudy and overcast. You haven't actually seen the sun the whole time. No break in the clouds, nothing. It's just constant overcast. So once it becomes what you perceive to be morning, the fire has kind of gone out. The embers are all that's left, and it is time for the day to begin. You got your full rest, and you just went through the rest of the evening, and it's time to wake everyone up and get things going. Those of you who have a morning routine can do that. Otherwise, whatever your plans are for the day and how you're going to make that happen, you do have a river to cross, so up to you.
I take a leak in the woods over here. Cha-ching!
All right.
And I gear up. I'm ready to go.
You piss on a scorpion, it bites you.
Oh,
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Do quick
Unlucky.
morning prayer.
Okay.
I wonder and see if anything happened. Oh,
No,
telling us right.
Nothing
I
happened. You just
kind of
had
want to
this-
do I kind of want to do a perimeter check. I typed it in there. I just
Okay.
didn't want to interrupt.
Oh, okay. No, that's fine.
Knowing kind of the ramblings that have happened over the morning, I do kind of want to do a perimeter check and see if I see like footsteps or
Okay.
if I see anything out of the
So
unusual.
do a survival check to see if there's any kind of like tracks or something like that you would be able to perceive.
Oh,
You see
Jesus.
nothing. You see some like bushes that maybe they lost leaves, maybe they didn't, but you don't know. You can't tell if that's from a person being there or wind or what. So there's not a whole lot to give you. You kind of chalk it up to just being spooky in a new place.
I go back, have a kind of a morning part of my rations, and get my gear together, and kind of put out the fire, and kind of start looking at everybody, see if everybody's ready to start moving out.
Cool. Anybody else want to do anything?
Oh,
No.
We're gonna move back over to the map here. Hold on a second.
going northeast.
You are gonna. Oh, let me zoom out here. Hold on a second. Sorry, I gotta do it on two different screens so that what I'm recording is being seen.
Not much.
Got it. There we go. Whoop, clickety click. Just like that. So yeah, you guys get ready for the morning. You do your morning rituals, your morning stretches. You have breakfast a little bit. It's fairly quick, so it's about 8 o'clock in the morning by the time this happens, or by your best estimation. So you head towards the town. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah,
Yes.
I believe so.
Okay, so you guys come to a river about 20-30 minutes into the trek. You come to a river. It's about 60 feet wide. You do have to cross it. It is a little treacherous. It doesn't look to be too deep. There are no ways to like. There's no bridges or anything that you could use around you that you could use to cross it.
Is there like an area that looks to be more shallow than the rest that maybe we could walk, whether it's waist or chest high?
It seems to be the same depth all the way through. It's about maybe 6 to 10 feet deep, and there's certain areas that are maybe a little bit deeper than
So
that.
we gotta swim it.
Yeah, or secure yourself somehow.
Yeah.
Try to get through.
Shanks, can you freeze this bad boy so we cross it or what?
Are there
Yeah,
rapids? Or
goddess
is it like a
Aeol.
creek?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Allow me to use my
Mm-hmm.
vicious chill of your blessing
The chill, yes.
upon this river. Might I cast the breath of chill?
Yes, chill. Yes, definitely.
And I
chill.
think I hit the button. There it goes!
So you see,
Thou shalt chill, river.
you see this 15-foot long, so it's not going to go all the way across. You see this 15-foot long iceberg kind of stretch from the shore area embankment out into the water, and it looks pretty sturdy. You've seen this before, obviously, on the ocean, which was a little bit more of a calmer water. This is kind of running, so it's actually starting to break free from the embankment, and it looks like it's about to dislodge itself and flow down river.
That
Run,
sucked.
slide, jump. Run,
Okay,
slide, jump.
You guys
So
are
I
pretty
start-
close, so
I start actually what I do I don't think I trust it. So what I start to do is take off my armor and gear and pack and all, kind of rope it around itself so that I can pull it behind me and just swim across.
okay. By the time you've
I
done
don't
that, it has broken free and has gone down river.
Damn.
The iceberg or
Yeah.
stuff.
The iceberg.
I don't
so-
know if they did or not. I don't know if they
now,
got
Tor had an opportunity. Anybody who wanted to get on that when he was saying his prayer would have been close enough to be able to jump on it if they did it immediately. But if you did anything else, it's not. I mean, it's literally like 10 seconds, and it would take you a little bit more than it'd take about 10 minutes for you to doff your armor, which is to take it off, and then tie it up together in like a manner that you're talking about.
Well, I will
wear
with
armor.
Shanks.
I don't wear
Okay.
armor, so I just swim.
Okay, so you swim, and I'm gonna need you to do an athletics check to see if you can fight the current.
Do you know who I am?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say you beat that current. It's hard, it's rough, but you do swim across.
Okay.
Oh,
And then I put it
Tillian,
all back.
you were doing that as well, Tillian. Is that what I'm?
Yeah.
So I would say both you and King would be able to swim across. Now, who went on the iceberg express?
I did.
And
I
so,
went on the iceberg too.
okay, so you three just enough room to do that. So you guys kind of floated down a little bit. Let me so you guys were like, yeah, right about there where Tom's at. That's about where the iceberg would have kept you. So you actually made a little bit better time by getting on the iceberg and letting it float down a little bit.
That's like a
But Monk has mobile, so he's going to catch up to you guys real quick. Tillian, you're pretty hardy and you know what you're doing as far as like being out in the wilderness. You've done stuff like this before. You've got some training, so you catch up to them. You're a little bit farther behind as they make their way forward. They probably wait for you. You guys all reconvene. You're on the other side of the river. It's very cold. Anybody who got in the water, it's very cold, and you're drenched. So that's going to be a little rough, because the wind begins to pick up and it kind of, you get that wind chill, so you're kind of trying to cover yourself up with your cloak as best you can, but it's wet as well, so.
I've trained under a waterfall for years. I'm fine.
It seems it's hitting different, and your lack of clothing and the wind here is just so different. It's so different, but I mean, you are able to withstand it mentally. It's just it's a physical disturbance for you, but you're a pinnacle of excellence, so
That's right.
you don't let anybody else know it. So
Yeah, Tillian is very similar in the sense that she doesn't want anybody to see that she's
right, yeah, no weakness, show no weakness. Yeah, that's kind of the attitude that you guys have. So oh, look at that, you're same but different but same. So you guys make your way towards the village that's ahead. How do you guys approach it? Do you guys beeline it, or do you guys use the map to try to find the road?
I think unless anyone
I like to use the map. I'm a map guy, so I vote for them.
I think we should try to get on the road and then go, but maybe not stay on the road. Maybe a little bit off the road.
Okay. So,
Any objections?
is it? Yeah.
I don't disagree.
I don't want to like push you guys into a direction that you're not ready for. So that's why I am silent, because this is actually, I'm narrating and this is the world that I know about, but it's your game. So like I go at your pace. So however fast you guys try to get there or do something, it's up to you, but you have to be, if you don't want to be vocal about it, that's okay. But I just need to know that so that I don't push you guys in a direction. I don't want to railroad you is what I'm trying to do. Any more than this module already does.
Back off, Jesus!
Shit.
If we take the road, a chance of bandits. If we don't walk off the trail, then we got a chance of monsters. They're wild animals.
That's good logic.
Either
Very good with wild
Either way,
animals.
they'll catch the
You don't
same.
really know
You saying, Jillian?
the road will get us to the village. If we stay on the road, yes, a chance of bandits. If we stay off the road, a chance of who knows what. But if we're slightly off the road, at least we have a path to follow.
All right.
Yeah, it's the best of both worlds.
All right. So we
the road
walk
is-
on the
I
side
have no
of the
opinion
road.
on this
Okay.
matter.
So you guys get up closer, like not on the road, but not off the road. So you're within
like 50
20
feet
feet.
off the
Yeah,
road.
yeah, something like that. Okay, so you guys are following the direction of the road towards the village. On the map, you start to see things. Words start to appear as you get closer to things, and you notice on the map that it says Village of Barovia. And as you walk towards it, you see the gravel road start to get thinner as it gets to the town. Almost like most of the traveling happens very close to the town, because it seems like maybe things don't get too far out of town. Like the road seems newer further down out of town that you get. Less wear.
So very, very
The town
traveled.
seems
Less traveled.
It's less traveled the further away you are from the town.
But as we
So-
get to town, it's more traveled.
As you get about, I don't know, like let's say 300 yards from the town, it starts to get, the road is worn. Like that's where people get to do whatever they're doing, travel to. You notice a few spare parts, like broken down wagon wheels and things like that. Like that's where stuff seems
Is
to
the town
break down.
abandoned?
It looks like it, but you can't tell.
Oh, man,
you
come
do
on.
You do see some smoke billowing out of some chimneys, so it looks like maybe there's somebody there or something's happening in the town. Specifically, there's one building on the right hand side of the road as you approach the city, and it happens to be close to where the symbol on the map that it's located.
Tom, what do you think about you and me go look at maybe one of these houses that has smoke coming out and see if we can just kind of sneak a peek and see if it's worth the rest of the group coming forward?
I'm not much of a tank. I'll have your back though.
No, I mean like roguelike, like quiet.
Oh, you mean stealth sneak up on him? Oh yeah, I'm all in for that. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. You three, do you mind waiting here for just a second? We'll scout ahead.
How far are
course.
you?
Maybe 500 yards.
Okay, 500 yards.
I mean,
I will stay here and remain quiet.
oh,
I will do the same.
that might be a first. Okay. All right. So, we're gonna stealth in
Okay.
to the first house, the closest one to us that appears to have life in it, and
Okay.
we're gonna try to, and Tom, correct me. Oh,
Oh.
Jesus.
Nice.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the idea here is to just quietly observe and see if it's like a town or people or monsters, anything like.
Okay.
Let me just-
Agree. I'm all in for Dean.
Oh man. Okay, so both you guys kind of make your way stealthily through to the gates of the town. There is like a gate like around the perimeter of the town, so you can't really get through other than the road. There doesn't seem to be any guard or anything stationed. All of the houses that you come to that have yet to have any kind of smoke coming out of them, or any signs of life. There are no signs of life on the streets. You don't see anybody. There is no sounds. There are no footsteps. There are no horses neighing. There are no chickens. No livestock of any kind. Nothing like that. Very, very quiet, sleepy. It is the wee like morning hours, but you would expect like maybe some hammering from a blacksmith, or maybe some sounds of people trying to get ready for the day, somebody outside doing the laundry so that they have time to, things that you would normally see in a city. And this is a small village, but it's it's by no means like tiny. But there doesn't seem to be a lot of life going on here. Everything feels drab and droll, and there's not a lot of color going on the buildings. They all have this dark, putrefied charcoal look. Some have like scratch marks and things like that, like maybe dogs were trying to mark their territory. All of the doors and windows seem to be either boarded up or locked and shut. They seem to be very secure. They're very well-made wood. There are some buildings that are a little more dilapidated than others, so there's some that are abandoned. The first building that you see that has smoke in it is as you approach the town, is to your right as you go down the first road, and we'll get to that in just a second. Meanwhile, everybody do a perception check, please.
Oh man.
Everyone?
Yeah, everybody.
Down the road.
19.
Mm-hmm. It's 19. Yep. Okay. All right.
Perception is not good.
It's not bad though. So so we need Roskin. There we go. So King, Tom, and Tillian.
Mm-hmm. Oh, music change.
Did it? Oh no, I didn't notice that.
It did. It was like right as soon as 3.
So as you guys make your way into that first road, you're starting to take a right to kind of check both ways across the street, see if there's anybody there. You're just taking all the things in that I just noted. You notice that the fog is rolling in from the opposite side of town, almost towards you.
Fog.
And King and actually just King, you notice behind you all around is this fog seems to be rolling in from the tree line, and it's coming in fairly quickly, almost like it's surrounding you again.
So I point to Tom, and I'm like, Tom, I'm kind of gesturing. We got to get back to the group. We can't have this rolling in on us and we separated.
Oh, I alert the group that we need to move up away from the fog as well.
It's actually closer to the guys in the back than it is to the town.
So we start moving towards town.
It's coming through the town, but the town seems to be blocking some of it as it rolls through the streets.
I tell them to.
Tillian, I'm a little bit worried about going back and then even come back and ambushed. I mean, we can head back if you want. I'm just letting you know what I'm sensing.
I hear
We
you.
leave.
I agree. I think we just need to get eyes on the group.
Okay, let's head back then.
And you guys, your stealth is going to count towards anything that's happening for the short turn. So you guys make your way back out a little bit towards, but you see the group actually pushing up towards where you guys are. They're headed towards the town as well. The clouds or the mist behind you, or that Tor is where he's at, is pushing very quickly up towards them, and it's just rolling in.
Tor!
I can see it in the sky, the beauty of it.
Yes, the sky, the beauty. Come on.
The Urals everywhere.
It's like this tidal wave crushing your
the
spirits.
knowledge, but I
Can we
can't.
get inside somewhere? I can open one of these doors real quick or pop off a window. I think.
Let's
I'll
go
find
in.
out.
It calls to me in a bad.
So does it look like there's a building that doesn't have activity in it?
But they all do.
There's a lot of buildings that look like there's no activity, but they're all kind of boarded up and stuff. It would take quite a bit of time for you to kind of bash into one and you might make some noise. So,
And just 1 inch punch it.
are you guys going into the town? Is that that's what we're doing? Yeah.
We're all gonna go in town.
Okay. So then let me set that up real quick. If you guys would, you're going to be setting up in. Oh, whoops.
Which set? What section?
Setting up in this area right here. Coming in. This is the main gate area. So like that's where the gate. It doesn't show, you know, a gate around the town, but it's kind of the houses are so close together, and there's backyard gates and stuff like that. So let's make sure you're all. This is obviously also not to scale. So
I'm as big as a house.
you're as big as a house. You're so huge. Each one of these blocks is about 20 feet. So
Okay.
this is just again
At
for
the big
placement.
ass.
The big ass. So let me increase the size for this.
I'm ready to start murder hoboing some people.
That's right.
Murder hobo coming through.
If only you could find somebody to murder hobo.
Tell me about it.
So,
Where's that smoking house at? That was
So the smoking house is right here. It's about
Oops,
3
ping it
down.
again.
Right here. 3
Okay,
down
thank you.
on the right hand side. So you guys would have come in through. Let me get my ruler here.
Is there a roof? Is there any roof access? Give me a boost. you get to the
No, the houses are pretty tall, so they're like 2-3 stories. So they'd take a lot for you. They're like row houses, so they're kind of all meant to kind of be really tall and really thin. Even though some of them
There's
are
no
fairly
way up
large.
there.
There's not really a way to get on top of these buildings without using a lot of. Like, there's not gonna be enough time. You could try if you want, if that's what you want to do.
I'm gonna try. I was just asking how tall these bad boys were.
Now, as you come into the town, you notice that the that the fog actually stops in a circle around the town. So like everything on the opposite side of, come on, ping it up. Everything on the opposite side of where this house right here is, on the opposite side of that street, is the fog is stopping, and then it stops right here, and then it kind of bends and it goes outside, and then it follows around the outside of the town. So it's almost like it's driving you towards this house, which is the house that has the symbol on it.
Well, the symbol.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a
the
symbol
map.
on the house.
Yeah, from the map. The symbol of the
Who's
snake.
got- Who's got the map?
Not
Yeah,
me.
let's- Who's got? Can you still hold the map?
I still have the map.
To do anything cool? Vibrating or turning yellow or anything?
It kind of blinks, like the little symbol blinks. Oh, there's Tor. Hold on, let me make you some.
The symbol blinks.
Let's see what happens when we go close to that house. Then we knock on the door.
Well,
All
as
for the
you're
house.
as you guys come down this way and you're headed down this road,
Which road? This road?
like you come down this road and then you go down this road right here to go to that house, because this is basically the only area that the mist is not in.
Okay.
And as you come to the house, you start to see two figures standing outside of the house. They're very small. And as you turn this corner to come up this road outside the house, standing in front of it out in the street, you see the backs of two small people that are dressed in very drab clothing, devoid of any color. Their skin color is kind of translucent almost. They look to just be very, very bland looking, without emotion. But then you start
Are
to
they
hear.
human?
You can't make the discernment yet because you're not close enough.
The highest charisma.
What's that? That's
The highest charisma. Them out in front. Me either.
Where's my damn thing?
Do you guys approach?
Got a 16 in charisma. So
Do you guys approach?
Hello.
They kind of don't pay too much attention to you until you get closer. But what you do notice is it seems to be a young girl and a young boy, and the boy is kind of weeping. He's sobbing uncontrollably. He's holding on to like a little stuffed doll that looks odd. oddly shaped, kind of homemade. They're both in similar clothing. It looks like they're some sort of nobility of some sort. They do look like nice clothes, but it's a young girl. She's about 10, and a young boy who's about 7. The young boy, she's trying to console him, and all you hear is the and you hear her trying to comfort him. It's like, it's gonna be okay, Thorn.
Oh, you Tillian. On his touch. I'm good.
This is
Okay.
who's outside of the house.
Hello.
Are you approaching? Are you getting close to them?
Yeah,
Are you
yeah.
So
Yeah,
if you
but,
get, if
like-
you get close to them, they seem to kind of pay more attention to you, and and the girl, she kind of like Thorn kind of hides behind her. The young boy, that's what she was calling him.
Okay.
And she says, "Oh, hi. We didn't think we'd see anybody. We've been out here for days."
Are you? Do you live here in the town, or are you making camp?
This is our home. And she points to that house that had the ping, and she says, our parents are in there. And the little boy peeks outside, and he's crying, and he says, "And Walter."
Who's Walter?
Rose kind of brings him to the side and says, "It's gonna be okay. Maybe they'll help." And she says that's our younger brother. He's a baby. We couldn't get him out.
Out of where?
There's
What's their name again?
there's a
Walter.
well, you haven't asked her name, but she calls him Thorn. You guys overheard that.
Thorn and Walter is what we heard.
Ask her what her name is.
Do you need help?
Yes, our parents are inside. They trapped the monsters downstairs.
What monsters?
We don't know. We know that there's one in the basement, and they locked him in the basement.
How many?
I don't know. It just makes the sounds. Make it stop.
How long has he been there? How long have the monsters been there?
It's at least 3 days. Our parents haven't come out. Please help. Walter, he's
Are
upstairs.
they down there
He's
with the
probably
monster?
starving.
Relax. Are your
sorry.
parents
We're
with the
gonna
monsters
relax.
inside?
That's the worst thing you
Stop
can
yelling
say
at me.
child.
Tor.
Stop. What is this dragon beast?
He's
Is he gonna eat
believe
us?
me. He is quite
Oh
friendly.
God.
He is
Is
quite
he eating
friendly.
monsters?
No. We would like to help you if you need help.
Yes, please. And Thorn kind of like steps in front and says, "You have to save Walter.
Okay. And Walter's your brother, right, Thorn?
He's our baby brother. He's upstairs."
And you are who? What is your name?
My name's Thorn. And he like looks down at his little toy, and he kind of plays with it a little bit. And then she steps beside him and says, and I'm Rose. This
Hi,
is
Rose.
our home, and we have
Rose, Thorn, and
I don't.
Walter.
I can't speak for everybody, but I believe we may be able to help. Any information that you have over the last 3 days would be extremely helpful to us.
We've just been looking for somebody. Nobody answers the doors. Nobody's around. Everyone's gone.
How did you come to be here?
Our parents sent us outside to be safe, and they never came out.
So do we all hear this conversation?
Yeah,
or
you guys
just-
are all within earshot.
Okay.
Ask
So
him.
can I hardcore parkour it to a window?
I tried
so
that already.
The
Too high.
the building is. Hold on a second. I'll show you guys what the building looks like.
Well, they said the brothers on top.
He's in like
The
the
basement,
the
too.
fourth story, and the monsters in the basement is what you gather from what they've said.
Yeah.
I asked if they have any money.
Is there any?
I don't work for free.
Inside, there's plenty of money. My parents are very wealthy.
Is there anybody upstairs with your brother?
No, he's all alone.
Or why haven't you gone to your brother?
Well, we can't go inside. Thorn won't go inside. I can't leave him.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You trapped me.
Okay, so I think, and I turn to everybody, I think our best course of action is probably to find Walter first, upstairs, and then see if maybe if you guys are interested, I have to help these people.
This is the house that you see standing
yeah.
beside you.
I can jump.
It's
All the way up.
really big. It's really tall. There's a lot of
Dude, that's like 40
obstacles.
feet.
It's a lot of
Yo,
obstacles.
grab my
between-
shoulders, bro.
You would have to jump 30
I don't
feet
have
into
my-
the
I don't have
air,
my extra jump
bend
yet.
iron bars,
I'm
somehow break
definitely,
a window.
we're not doing that.
Please.
All right.
Please.
That's a
I
lot
mean,
of shit.
if you were level 5,
called-
it would probably be okay. But
It's
right now,
called
level
Death
1.
House.
Okay.
Oh, come on, guys.
It's just called
This is
Death
drinking
House.
trap.
That's just the name of the.
It's the name of the
It's
image.
just the name of the. This is meant to get you from level 1 to level 3 before you start the adventure. So
Got it.
that's actually what we're doing.
Okay,
So
got it.
this is the real name, folks. Sorry.
Yeah, let's go ahead and let's Uzi our way in there and I tell Rose and Thorn there better be money in here or
Oh.
else.
There'll
Thorn.
be plenty of money, I swear.
Thorn, what is your friend's name?
My friend.
You're that you're holding and protecting.
Oh, this is Whiskers.
Oh, okay. Well, tell Whiskers, and I want you to be a good caretaker and take care of Whiskers.
Oh, okay.
And make sure he's comfortable, because if he senses that you're scared, he'll be scared, and you don't want him to be scared, right?
No, I want to be strong.
Fear is a horrible thing.
Tor,
Ah.
it's okay. It's okay, Tor. It's okay, Tor.
Why is
Um,
he so big?
He's just
Let's
he.
go.
You seen
We're
big
to
teddy
get in
bears?
this house.
It's kind of like that.
Oh, he's
So-
a big teddy bear.
Okay, are there any locked doors that we need keys for?
No, I mean, we don't really need keys. We live there. They're always open.
Okay,
It's
okay.
Like human key.
the door. We
Is
came
the front
out.
door
They
unlocked?
didn't lock the doors.
We're gonna go check on Walter, okay?
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. And Rose like nods and says, "I'll stay out here and take care of him. But please save our parents.
Okay. We're gonna go find Walter first.
Thank you."
And then, pending anybody objecting or pulling me, I kind of start to make my way in.
Stealth
Because I-
first, though, right? Well,
Because
stealth first.
I mean,
no,
you can if you want. You can, there doesn't seem to be disturbance in the entrance way, but what you see is there's this
Are you gonna go
rock.
get Walter?
yeah. So we're gonna go up to the 4th floor.
So
we all need to
together,
do that?
there's an infant somewhere upstairs.
We're all in agreement. We're going in the murder house.
We need 5 people to go get this infant.
I can go to the basement. So I can
I'm
talk
trying to go
to
to the
people.
basement and throw some hands.
It's usually a good idea to stay together, guys, especially in an area we don't know.
All right. I'll go with the tank. I'll stealth up behind you. If you guys want to.
If there's nothing up there, let's take 30 seconds. If there's something up there, it's gonna be best if we're all together.
I agree.
Yeah, I'll
They've been
go
great.
with you,
That's
sure.
a good idea. I mean, the monster could have broken out. I don't know. They just tried to put him in the basement. That's where he's supposed to be.
Should I watch the basement just in case we get a flank?
No, I think we'll be okay.
All right.
So-
Last word.
Oh, yeah, right.
No, you should definitely flank. You should separate your party.
That's
That's probably the best course of action. That's what me and Thorn would do. But we're little kids.
That's why we're going in the house.
We don't know anything.
All
What
right.
do we know?
We start to make our way up now, because this is an interesting. I don't know what we're going into, and unless somebody would like to take point, I'll take point. But instead of having my 2 rapiers out, I switch and have a shield out.
Okay.
And
So
have a
you guys are-
rapier in.
Prepare
I
the
recommend
That's fine, I'll
King
bring up-
goes in.
I'll bring up
Fine.
the rear.
I think I'll bring up the rear. You're a tank, man. You got a tank build. You better get in there.
Wait.
I'm not a tank build. I'm a glass cannon, cuz. What are you
Hands.
talking about?
He's gonna get them punches in, and then it's gonna be.
I'm gonna
game
throw
over.
hands and I'm gonna run away.
That's mobile.
Like a
Right.
butterfly, like me.
So we're
Be
at,
like water.
we're at 11 o'clock. So
Oh, you're
let's-
kidding.
Yeah, I know. Right when it gets super heated. So that's okay though. This is fine. I'm gonna get you through the entrance and then like the description and stuff, and get you guys into the house, and then we'll probably call it there. Is that cool?
Mother.
A little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
Suck.
Well, who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? So as you approach the building, let me put you guys over there. You're gonna have to hold on. Give me a sec. Is this gonna be? Should be okay. Okay, so let's do reveal this. Hold on, I gotta take the fog of war off real quick.
Dang, is your build really glass cannon? Are you serious?
Um,
Yeah, dude, I have 9 health.
Oh, jeez, dude, I have 11 health. Yeah, you really are.
I mean, my armor class is 15, but
Oh, well,
I
there
have
you
9
go.
health. I'm built for like guerrilla fighting. I'm a fade in, pop, and then fade out.
We're gonna try something here, and if it doesn't work, that's okay, because then we're gonna go directly into. I'll fix it for next session.
Sure.
So here we go. Let's go ahead. Death House. Okay, I'm gonna drag you over, so don't get into your
Understood.
your things yet here. Whoa. Why are they so big?
That's what they said.
King's is the only one that's the right size.
That's right. That is what she said.
Well, there goes the whole session.
Got the short end of the stick right there, dog.
So good.
I didn't say it first.
It's fine. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Oh shoot! Did I put you on that? Yeah, one objects and tokens.
So small.
Okay.
It's so cute.
So can you guys can't see anything, can you?
No.
Okay. So then let's take a look. Let me do this. It asked me if I wanted Fog Up War on, which I wanted to try, but I know that it causes problems sometimes. Turn on Fog War. No. Do you want to turn it on? You probably do. Turn it on. There we go. Can you see anything?
Oh.
No.
How about now?
Down all the way. Nope.
Nope.
Now, well, you're only supposed to see like a little bit, so let me move you over.
Yeah, I see myself at the bottom of the screen.
All right, do you guys see each other, or at the bottom of the screen? That's what you should see.
Bottom left. That's where I'm at. Bottom left.
If you can't find yourself, zoom. Use the zoom.
I'm bottom left.
I don't see it at this moment.
Okay,
I don't see anything.
let me reveal the areas for. Is that just because I had him on? Hold on. Sorry, guys. This is the technical issues that I was talking about.
Yep.
Of course.
Oh, good.
This happened last time, and I should know better. So reset. Reveal.
Man, right as I'm getting a decent buzz too.
Right. That's how this goes. Let me turn the page settings on here. Dynamic lighting off. Okay, well, we might call it here because for some reason it's not letting me.
No.
What about now? Can you guys see it now?
No,
Oh, I just see myself.
You just see yourself? Okay.
I can't see anything.
Oh,
I
wait,
see it. I see it. I see it.
Don't look.
don't look.
Look at my notes.
I didn't.
Don't look. All right, guys, let's go ahead and call it here. I thought we were gonna get into the entrance. But I don't want you. Well, okay, look. I mean, we can do it a little bit with some theater of the mind because you're not gonna get in. You're not gonna get to a part where you would have to
Mine works.
do too much. So you
It's
can do
rare
it with. Yeah.
Actual distance measurements.
Yeah. I mean, so 5, 10, 15, 20,
Where's
20.
the mower? Where's the mower?
There's like a 10-foot entrance, right? So there is a
foyer.
well, yeah, kind of like a foyer, and there are these two hanging chandelier type lights that are kind of hanging by in front of a double door set made out of oak. They're really heavy, but it is cracked open, so it must have been whenever the kids left. And you can move forward. Whoever wants to move forward can do this.
Yeah, I'll move forward. Tilly moves forward.
Okay.
I don't see what you guys are seeing.
So well, we're just doing theater of the mind right now because
Got it.
apparently if I show you everything, you're gonna like see everything in the house, and that kind of defeats the purpose.
No worries. Got it.
So
I fall second behind Leon.
I take third.
So you go in, you go second, you go. I'm putting you guys in here as you. What about Tor and King? King's bringing up the rear, I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just placing you guys so that next time. So when you come in through that first set of doors, you see this main hall that you kind of come to, and there's a double set of doors that are made of mahogany, so it's a little bit more of a formal area, kind of like a place to like a mud room almost. There's these wood panel walls, and they're overly ornately sculpted with images of vines and flowers and nymphs and satyrs and things like that. And then there is like a crest, and it's a shield with emblazoned on it is a windmill that's kind of a yellow background with a red windmill on it, and it looks similar to the symbol on the map, but it looks like a distortion of it. And so that's really all you see in there, unless you guys want to try to do some sort of check or something.
Hey, Roskin, don't you have some kind of magic thingamabobber?
Yeah, I can do a detect magic spell.
Let it rip, brother.
I will let it rip right now.
You could.
Well, there we go.
So, you do a detect magic, and magical detection doesn't like fire off or anything, but you do notice like the little bit of glint of light that your magical spell produces kind of brightens up the paintings that are to the side, the left and the right sides of this emblazoned shield.
No barriers or traps or anything? Does it catch that?
You don't see anything like that. Nothing kind of fires off. You just see like
Are there any
on that
creatures
south
in
wall.
here? Magical creatures in here floating around?
Nothing fires off.
I'm a useless then.
Just want to proceed then?
Yep. Up to you. So they got these double doors that are shut.
We going?
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out. Hang on.
Jenks, what do you think?
I could maybe seek some insight.
Always.
Insight.
Maybe.
Okay.
Insight.
Insight check the room. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I got anything for you here. You just, you kind of see the same thing that the detect magic did. It like it lit up these portraits, and they're just these stony-faced aristocrats. They look like very old paintings. Something about them don't look right. Maybe a little bit of inbreeding, maybe a little bit of drug usage. Who knows? A little bit of ritual sacrifice. Who knows?
With a historical check.
Can I do a perception check and just see if I see anything?
Sure.
Second that. I'm gonna do a perception check as well.
Perception checks. Perception checks.
We're perception checking this mudroom?
Yeah.
No, just everywhere we are. Like
Well,
as we
yeah.
come into the room,
yeah. They're
or
just
as
trying to
we
look
come
for
into the
anything.
house.
Anything that they might miss, they want to look for clues. That's something you can do. You can do that at any time. You can only do it once, so like you can't just keep doing it. Like if you go to a new room, you can do it, but in that room, you can only do it once. So
Clues. We're searching for clues for what?
Unless you
anything.
spend hours there,
Yeah.
we're not doing that.
Where the parents are? There's any monsters in the room? There's Walter. Any babies crying in the background? Nothing?
You don't hear any of that. There's no, but there's these huge double doors in front of you that would definitely muffle the sounds if that was the case. And there's this is like a stone construction, so it's a very sturdy building.
Are the doors barred in any way? Are they do they
No.
appear locked?
No, they're shut. They're secure. You don't see any. There's no air passing through, and there's no gaps or anything like that. So it's very secure. But you
Okay.
haven't tried to open it yet. So
But
Let's open it.
are there stairs leading up, or we got to go through this? It appeared we have to go through this. to get
this
to
is
the
like
foyer.
another. Yeah, this is like a waiting room for like what you would see nobility do when they're
Mhm.
having a party or something. So it's like, hey, here you go. Let me take your coat.
And they ask them to wait in this side room.
And then, not even wait. It's like just a staging area,
Okay.
So
But there are stairs that we can see leading up.
No stairs yet.
Okay. So
Go to the door.
I'm gonna crack the door.
So you crack the door. You notice that it's very dark. So if you don't have any torches or anything, which you would have in your packs,
I have
they would be
low
dry by now.
light. I have low light.
What's
and,
that?
I have 10 torches.
I mean, I'm half elf, so I
Okay,
can
so torch.
see
Oh, so you have
dark vision.
dark vision. So you would see like in a grayscale kind of color, or
Mhm.
you know, grayscale. You would see the room, but no one else would be able to see this without some magical assistance if they don't have dark vision.
Hi.
Dark vision. Oh yeah.
So I don't think Tor even has it either, because I don't think Dragonborn have dark vision.
But isn't
Torch
Tom
vision.
half elf?
I'm half elf. I have dark
Oh, that's
vision.
right. You're half elf as well. I thought you were human. So you would have it as well. So you and Tillian can see, but nobody else can unless they light a torch or something like that outside of this first entryway, because the doors that were open behind you, the first set of doors, that's what's lighting the room. So as you pass into the next set of double doors,
Well, we're looking in first before we go in.
you're right, like you're peeking in. In that room, you do notice that there's like a spiraling staircase that goes up, and then there is like a big, large like main hall. What you were in is like part of the entrance. I'm sorry, I think I called it the main hall.
Yeah.
So you see a fireplace, like a mantle, and then stairs, and then a bunch of doors that are closed.
But nobody else occupies this area.
There's nobody there. Yeah, there's no signs of life, no
Okay.
light, no heat
So,
source, no.
I'll fling
fire.
the doors open then and start to make my way to the stairs.
Okay. So as you make your way to the stairs, what does everybody else do?
Follow behind him, so I can see.
Let me see.
Hey, just as a heads up, I have like 3% on my battery right now.
Oh, no worries. We're
My
about to
laptop.
wrap it up right now. So,
Okay.
anyway, you know what? Let's get you guys into the main hall, or whoever's going to go in the main hall, and then we'll wrap it up. So, who else is going in the main hall? Who's following into the darkness? Okay. So
I mean,
Tillian-
I'll light a torch once I get in there.
Okay,
'cause I
so
have-
you
I
would
have
get
those.
to a certain area. What about Roskin?
I'll follow them. I'll
Okay.
stay behind them.
So you guys are kind of like in a conga line because you can't see, and then all of a sudden you see this light from behind when King lights up a torch, and all those who can't see, don't have a dark vision, can see. Do you guys all go through the second set of double doors into the main hall?
I do.
I just follow the group.
Okay, so you guys all get in, and as you pass through those second set of doors, they seem to slam shut very securely. And
course.
a wind kind of drags through you out, almost as if to suck all the air out. It doesn't quite put your torch out, but it does definitely take the brightness down, and then it flames back up as it regains oxygen from the room.
Nice.